What's good, Colts Nation? Welcome to another episode of Danny on NFL, a show dedicated to the Indianapolis Colts. My name is Daniel, and I will be your host. Today, we're going to preview the Houston Texans and kind of the things of what the Colts should probably focus on. But before we get into that, I want to ask you, what is your favorite moment? Comment with your favorite moment of the Texans-Colts current rivalry right now. I want to know that, and let's start a discussion in the comments. With that being said, the number one priority right now is going to be, of course, J.J. Watt, blocking J.J. Watt. So last week, we did see that Anthony Castonzo was sorely missed, and that LaRaven Clark could not possibly take on the role of left tackle. And it's also known that J.J. Watt is not exactly having his 2012, 2014, 2015 seasons, right, where he's getting 20 sacks, 15 plus sacks a year. However, he's still a force to be reckoned with, and I think a lot of that has to do with that the NFL knows really how to deal with him now. So on the season, as you see here, he has 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 19 hurries, and 7 batted passes, along with 28 tackles. And if you see the breakdown by the games, you can really see that there's really not a consistent thing that he does great. He kind of just does everything really, really good. And I've been saying for a long time that I think that J.J. Watt is still one of the best defenders in the NFL, and he showed that last week where he batted down a pass, caught it, and ran it back for a touchdown. He also has 2 forced fumbles on the season, and he only has 7 missed tackles. Now, a missed tackle really is where you try a arm tackle. It's not like somebody runs you over, but that is still a possibility. So I also want to talk about one of the players, which of course is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and that is Deshaun Watson. Watson, of course, is having a very good season. This year he's got 24 touchdowns and 5 picks. He has a nearly 70% completion percentage. He also has 8.8 yards per attempt. I mean, that's really good. He also has a quarterback rating of 112.5, and he's thrown for 167 first downs. However, one thing that is a big issue is the team has given up 28 sacks. So it is, and there's not really a correlation between the amount of sacks that he's taken and the amount of interceptions that he's thrown. He's done a fairly good job at either A, getting rid of the ball, or B, just going down. He doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. Now, I want to break down his passing tree here. So, really behind the line of scrimmage to the running backs, he doesn't have a very good quarterback rating or that many yards. So, most of his yardage is going to come in 10 plus yards. And a lot of that has to do with Will Fuller. And Fuller is going to be out. He's going to be out for at least, I believe it's 6 weeks now. And so Ruckusin should get a break, but that also means that Brandon Cooks is going to be in. And Cooks is a very, very speedy receiver. We saw on the game film breakdown that I did a couple of days ago that Yasin needs to get a lot more physical with players that are fast, and I fully expect him to do that. Now, Deshaun Watson is another player that is very elusive. He can take off, and he is the type of player that will take the game into his own hands. So it's very important that the Colts be aggressive on defense again as well. I did want to point out that Will Fuller does have very good numbers, and so not having Will Fuller is going to be a big issue for Deshaun Watson. So on the season this year, He's got 8 touchdowns, 879 yards, and he also has a 16.6 yards per reception average. Now, the biggest part is when he's being targeted, Watson has a 132.5 quarterback rating. So that's where the biggest one is actually gonna come in. So Fuller is the biggest weapon right now that Deshaun Watson has. And still to this day, I'm wondering why Bill O'Brien traded away DeAndre Hopkins. For some reason, I cannot put my finger on why. So again, the keys to the game are we need to stop AJ Watt. So we got to give Clark some tight end help. We need to make sure we put a lot of pressure on Watson and don't allow him to scramble, which means that Darius Leonard needs to play a little bit of spy. And we also need to take advantage that Will Fuller will be out of the game, and the Colts really need to stop the running game. And we really, and this is something that Darius Leonard even admitted to, was that we need to stop getting punched in the mouth to start turning it on. And for the love of God, can we please get the 6'4" outside receiver that we have the ball more? Please. Come on, Reich. We have a 6'4" receiver who is a giant red zone threat, and you're giving him 3 to 4 targets a week. Come on. We have to do better. So, with that being said, let's go Colts. Peace out.